So let's talk about the pluses. So Facebook is free. So that, and I say sort of because it's not really free, which we'll get into in a little bit. But you can go set up a page. They're not going to charge you anything to do that. You can set up an account. That's also free. Facebook is huge. And, do I think businesses should be on Facebook? Um, Yes, but there are caveats, which we'll get into, because go where the people are. It's very difficult to amass this many people and actually be able to target them. And that's why Facebook is so huge. It's very visual, so it lends itself really well to home building. People love looking at beautiful homes. And, also flooring, windows, window treatment, sound, all of those things, people visually want to see them, sound systems, like everything. So that is also a big plus for Facebook. It's very established. People have been on there in some cases, 10, 15 years. They've amassed photos and memories. Facebook reminds you of your memories. It is going to be hard for another company to replicate that experience and have everybody go and remove all their photos from Facebook. And there are a lot of people who hate Facebook and they really just can't even give it up. And they hate it for various reasons. Uh, but it's very difficult because if you want to have a network of friends and it takes time to build that up, you will find it difficult to replicate that experience. As I mentioned, people have a large number of friends. It's very granular reporting. We'll get into that. You can measure your ads, you can see your posts. All that information is free and it's available to you. And again, you can really micro target. There are some restrictions around housing. So we will get into that in a few slides, but you are able to reach people geographically and you can layer on some interests. And if you're not specifically in housing, you can even upload an email list and Facebook will go out and look for people similar to your list to show your ads. So that's called a lookalike audience. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So what are the minuses? It is very public. So unlike your direct mail postcard that, nobody really knows that except for you, that nobody called you when you sent out the postcard. Well, if you put something on Facebook and nobody likes your post or nobody likes your page, it's there for everybody to see. So it's very, very public. The reason why I say it's not free is that it requires commitment. Okay, it's a negative. Okay, talking about your image once again. If you have a page, but you're not really posting, I could go on there and think, are they out of business? Do they not have enough money to keep it up? What's going on? You're not inspiring trust. Okay, so while it's free, if you're not ready to commit to it, it might be better not to actually do it at all. That said, there is a cost to not, having a page and cultivating it. Because one, it's a very powerful marketing channel, because as we saw, it's enormous, but also it takes time to build a following. And every page starts off with one follower. And I don't care if you're Coca-Cola that has, millions of followers, or I use these examples on the left, two very large builders that have hundreds of thousands of followers. Somebody in those companies set up a page probably years ago and they started with one follower. Okay. And then maybe a few more started to come along. And there are ways to get more followers through advertising, which I'm sure these companies probably did that. I don't know for sure, but most big companies do. And I think the last, potential minus is you do need to spend money to get there. Facebook, in the beginning, people were able to get a lot of organic reach, and that's not the case anymore. There's no way they're going to get 165 billion in revenue if they gave it away for free. So it's really pay to play. You've got to put some money behind your page.